As you may know, I do like collecting my Hot Wheels loose, which means I like to show them without all their packaging, and I have literally thousands of them on the walls in this Hot Wheel room. Occasionally I come across a few Hot Wheels that I just can't find loose. They're usually the hardest ones to find, as are the case with these cars that you see before you on the table. I've got a couple very old rare Hot Wheels 3-packs, the hot ones for instance, and even a very rare 2-pack from the crack-ups. These are also known as stamper packs because they came with a little ink stamper in them. And then also here today I have a few California custom cars in packages which are in really nice condition, but I don't have these cars loose. Most of these cars I paid a pretty good dollar for too, and was only able to find them in the package form. These are the California Customs down here, the Super California Customs, which feature high raker rear ends and removable rear slicks with pop-up engines. Anyways, I do have a few spaces on the Hot Wheel wall, which is where these cars would go. For instance, over here we have a bunch of California Customs, and as you can see there's a few spaces still in the wall. There's some of the Super California Customs, a few spaces left as well, and one old chipped up Camaro without its rear slicks, which needs to be replaced. So anyways, we're going to open up all of these mint packaged cars so that they can be displayed on the Hot Wheels wall, which is where I like to see them. The first step to cracking open mint old Hot Wheel cards is to get your special drink in order, because you will need it. The first thing we're going to look at is this Hot Wheels The Hot Ones 3-pack, the Stampers pack as it was called, released in 1984 and 1985. The rare car here is this exclusive Porsche 911 in red. The other two cars seem to be much more common and can also be found on single cards of around the same era, but that one red P911 is just not available any other way. Here's the back of the packaging with an advertisement for the Crash 'em, Fix 'em, Bash 'em Again Hot Wheel Crack-Ups, which will be opening shortly. There's the copyright down in the left corner, 1984. Packaging's not mint. I mean, it is pretty good. I'm going to try my best not to completely destroy this. Really, I only need the one car out of it. There we go. Finally released after decades and decades in the packaging. It doesn't look too bad, does it? I'm not even going to bother taking the other cars out because I've already got them. I just really wanted that one car. In fact, if somebody was so inclined, you could probably glue this thing back shut again and nobody would even know. So that's pretty cool. We've got that one out. And we'll take a closer look at that one in just a second. But while we're here, we'll also look at the Crack-Ups 2-pack with the stamper, which was the one advertised on the back of the Hot Ones 3-pack. Now this set features two exclusive cars. I already have this one from somewhere I bought loose, but I don't have the green one. And amazingly, whenever I look for Crack-Ups, they always seem to be running $20–30 a car. So I think that's what I paid, about $30 for this 2-pack set. So why not just open it? 1984. Package got some issues, of course, already. And let's see if we can do a nice clean opening on this one, just like the last one. It might not be possible because the cardboard is so distorted. Oh, beauty. There you go. Not much of a problem there. I think we're going to get both these cars out though. Packaging is still very salvageable for collection purposes. And now I've got these two cars released after 30 odd years. Mind you, these ones will never experience a true crack up as they were designed or intended for. And here the cars are, mint and loose. Beautiful bright red shiny paint on that P911 with the gold Hot One wheels. Not a chip on these crack ups, which is very hard to find whenever you're shopping for crack ups. Now these crack ups don't come with names printed on the chassis like many of the Hot Wheel cars, but they are named based on the packaging. You're looking at the sock and roll here, now with its door closed in the non-smashed version. And beside it, the green one, which actually says Crusher on the bottom of the door sill, or is that Cruiser, one or the other, is actually known as the Bash Up. And we know this by looking at the packaging. Says it right there, Sock and Roll and Bash Up. Now we'll take a nice little look at the rear end of these cars. Really cool. Really cool. Now for the sake of functionality, I'm going to give you a demonstration of what these crack ups were designed to do, but not using my minty ones that just came out of the package. We've got the same two models here with different paint jobs, but these ones can afford to get a little smash. See, the front end's closed on this one, the door is still good. Boom! Door smashed. The front end didn't pop on the... There you go. That's how it's done. As you can see, maybe we can get a close-up of that. There's the functionality of the crack ups. Boom! Get that in a slow motion replay maybe. Pretty cool stuff. Of course, like I said, that will never happen with these two cars. They're going straight onto my display case. Now it's time to crack some California customs, starting with this 59 Caddy in neon pink. Really cool packaging. I do have a lot of these California customs in other places, not just the ones that you're looking at right here, but that allows me to open these up with a little less guilt because I still get to have them in the carded collection. Just now I can have these ones, which I don't have on the wall, visible all the time. Otherwise they just sit in boxes where I never even get to look at them. So this one here will run you about $20–25, I've noticed. I think I spent about $19 on it a couple of years ago. Another nice clean opening for the California custom packaging. Let's put that baby down and take a little look at it. Really cool looking car. Big long tail fins on it, and mind you, growing up as a kid I wasn't a big fan of this particular casting, and I still not really, because of how skinny it is. It should have been wider. They got the length real nice on it, but the width is all wrong. You put a P911 next to it and you can see what's going on here. Scale's not quite right, is it? But on its own, this 59 Caddy is still quite a collectible piece, irregardless of these small casting flaws in my opinion. And I can't wait to add it to my collection, and hopefully it'll fit in the allotted box that it has on the wall, because being such a long car, it might have trouble in the Plano case. The next car I'm going to open is this Camaro, also known as the Blown Camaro. This is the second rarest release for this Camaro. There's actually 4 of them that were released for the California Customs over a period of 2 years. And this one is rare because of, well, I'll open it first. It'll be a lot easier to show you. Open nicely now, my friend package. Oh, it's putting up a fight. I got you. Look at that. I'll put this down and I'll tell you all about that. This blown Camaro features an orange interior with the chrome turbine wheels. And normally, this car would have featured the gray Real Rider wheels, which is a more common version of it. This blown Camaro was released in 1991 and looks a lot like the other 3 variations that came out at the same time. As many collectors know, the early to mid 90s were a time of many variations throughout the many series, including the mainline, and the California Customs were no exception. Another very rare variation of this car has clear windows, but otherwise identical. Same chrome turbine wheels, same tampos, same base, everything is the same except for the windows. The third most common variation is the same car as the one I just opened, except it now features the gray Real Rider wheels, everything else being the same. Notice that there are some variations with different size writing for Cal Custom on the windshield. Now to me, I don't think that affects the price overly, because that's really getting down to the pickiness of the variations. But for some people, it probably does matter quite a bit, just not for me. The most common variation you'll find features a black interior and the gray Real Rider wheels. So essentially, all the cars are very much the same, with the exception of window changes, wheel changes, and in one case an interior change. Now this interior change was a transition from the most rarest version, released 1 year later, the red Camaro with the gray Real Rider wheels. This is the only version that the red car comes in, and typically sells for anywhere between $50 and $60 in mint condition. Mind you, the rarest versions of these cars I've paid upwards of $50 for as well. The rest you can get for between $10 and $30, but overall this entire collection of blown Camaros is a highly sought after collection amongst people that know what they're looking for in this main series. The next vehicle we're opening is a street rotor based on 1988 Suzuki Samurai. Imagine having a vehicle with the name Samurai, wouldn't that be cool? This Hot Wheel is actually quite rare as well and features a number of variations, of which I have 4 to show you right now. First we're going to crack this one open. This particular Suzuki Street Rotor features a neon pink interior, chrome hub construction tires, and the blue and white paint scheme with an orange stripe through it. It was also released in 1990 as well with a red interior, almost a neon red. This is not the same color. Not sure how well that's showing up on the camera right now, but same otherwise except for the wheels. Notice that this one has the what they call the ORCT versus the regular CT construction wheels. Otherwise, these two vehicles are basically the same, but that's not it. There was more variations. Here's one with an orange interior, the ORCT wheels, and here's one also with an orange interior with orange hub CT wheels and black Cal Custom on the windshield. Notice that the other ones all have yellow. There's actually 8 variations in total for these vehicles, just in 1990, if you include the different color writing on the windshields, the different wheels that they can get. For instance, this red one was also available with CT wheels, the pink one available with ORCTs, and both these vehicles available with each other's wheels. So a total of 8 combinations. And people that are hunting these vehicles tend to be willing to spend big dollars on them, upwards of $15 to $25 a vehicle, which really, if you look at all of the price guides. These shouldn't be more than about $5 to $8 a piece. It's just that for those die-hard variation collectors like myself, it really is cool to have so many different variations all in one year, all in mint condition. Now I'm cracking open a 1991 released Pontiac Banshee. The card on this one is just perfect, but I really need to add this one to my collection. And it's not an overly valuable card. These are worth about $5 to $10, so there's actually lots of these available on eBay. The trick is with this car is knowing of the 3 very subtle variations that exist. So as I said, this is the 1991 version with yellow Real Rider wheels. It also came out in 1991 with this variation, the chrome turbine wheels, otherwise exactly the same car. The interesting thing is that just a year before it, in 1990, it came out almost the same as the car I just opened, except look at the color of the orange V-shaped plastic roof piece. This isn't just faded. It's not faded at all. It came out of a mint package. It's actually bright orange versus red. And then the hood piece in the center is black, so it has a black interior, whereas the 91 versions have red interior. So there you have an interesting trio of California Custom Pontiac Banshee variations. And this car is one cool car. This was an actual GM concept car from the time that led to the Pontiac Grand Am, if you'll believe it or not. I have this in a concept book of cars that I have owned since I was a kid. And there's a whole huge write-up on the Pontiac Banshee and how the design features were brought forward into the future cars, specifically the Grand Am. The final California Custom car I'm opening is this Ferrari Testarossa. As you can see, I've already got 5 of the other cousins of this car, or variations, out. The purple metallic one being from 1990, and all these pink bodied ones being from 1991. Some of these cars are incredibly rare, specifically this version with a red interior and blue central seats. You'll notice that the rest of the cars have a yellow interior with red centered seats. Well, this one has blue centered seats, but it's also pretty rare. The thing is, this was a transition period for the 1990 version, the red and blue seats, over to the aforementioned very rare car, which I spent $50 to acquire. This one, however, here is not much of a variation. In fact, the only reason I'm opening is because I've got about 6 of these, all in the package, and they just sit in a box, and I never look at them. So this one's not going to open nice. I don't care because I got lots of them. I'm not going to keep the packaging for this car. The thing with this one is, it's got that subtle variation that I was talking about with the windshields. You can see that the writing on the windshields is larger on the one I just opened than on the one I had previously opened. Other than that, there are no differences between these two cars. This was not an overly rare car. I think I spent $5 for this one. And like I said, I have about 5 or 6 more of them. So I'm not really too concerned that I destroyed the packaging on that one. But it is nice to add one more shiny pink Hot Wheel to the display of cars on the walls. The next 6 cars we're looking at are these Super California Customs. The packaging on this car is enormous, and it has instructions all over it on what these cars will do, which is pretty cool. 2 cars in one, changes from a street machine to a rat rod. Pop-off racing tires, lower car body for street driving. Hold rear tires and raise car body, engine pops up. Slide racing slicks over street tires. Add stickers and roll out with a Super California Custom look. Add some muscle to your collection with Super California Custom cars. There's a small variety of the cars that are available. And then all the other stuff that you would normally find in the back of a package, including all these Speed Points Club membership forms and whatnot. And the copyright, 1990, made in Malaysia. So that's the packaging. I got a whole bunch of these cars still packaged too. I got a lot of duplicates. Not all of them duplicates, but the cool thing about it is it also came with some little plastic racing parts and whatnot. So that you could, if you were a kid back in the day, you could really enjoy playing with these cars like you had a little garage shop or something. So the way the car comes out of the package, it's already got the slicks attached. As you can see. Those monster slicks on the back of this car. The engine's already in the popped up position. Here's the base of it. And the way these work is you can take the slicks off. There's one. There's two. Now the car's jacked up with just regular wheels. You push down on the motor and push up on the axle at the same time. And it's in street version, which is pretty cool. I actually prefer it in the street version look, but if you want the wheels down again, you just pull up on them. Put your slicks back on. Now the slicks are actually made with real rubber. As you can see, they're kind of squishy, not super squishy, but I imagine that putting these things on and off would probably eventually cause some axle bends and whatnot. Maybe a discolored motor from hand grease. So I just tend to leave them in the way that it came out of the package with the slicks on. These are the stickers that they would give you in every single package, and you could actually cover the cars, or whatever cars you want, with all of these stickers. Now for collection purposes, I think it's probably more ideal not to have stickers placed randomly all over the car. And then of course it came with one chintzy plastic tool of some sort. This is like some sort of exaggerated engine lifting thing or something or other. I don't know. Anywho, that's the first one. Let's have a look at the rest of them. Next we're going to open up this vehicle. It's called the Big Surprise, as you can see in the lower left corner. The last one that we opened up was called the Tubular Turbo. You gotta love these 1990s names, like, reminds me of Ninja Turtles or something, like Cowabunga and Radical and Far Out and all that stuff. You know, real 90s terminology here. This one comes with an interesting little ramp, so you can drive your car up the ramp and serves it that way. The Big Surprise in neon pink, again with the same function of the axles and whatnot. And also it came out in orange, which we will look at now. Open that up. And this one comes with the randomized green engine lifting crate thing. Not really sure how those work exactly, but there you go. So that's the two sizes for the Big Surprise, which is based on, looks to be a GMC pickup truck, two-door with flare side fenders. Pretty cool little vehicle. And of course the scale is right with, you know, for the most part, other vehicles of the Hot Wheels nature. Here's that 1984 P911 again, just to give you an idea of size with these vehicles. They're all based on the same calculations that Hot Wheels would use, the formula. And we've got three more to look at. Next car we're going to look at is this Scorch Torch, based on a Ford 32 Vicky Coupe by the looks of it. Comes with another one of those green plastic engine lift things. Useless, really. This is a slick looking machine. See the engine bouncing up a little bit there. And they actually roll pretty good too. The other version this car came out with, because all these cars came in two color variations, was neon yellow, of which I already have one open. The final two cars that we're going to look at are known as the Race Ace. Looks to be based on, it's hard to say for sure, maybe a Beretta. Remember those Berettas? They used to be quite quick little cars. A lot of people were driving them back when I was a teenager. Or maybe it's Illumina, I don't really know. Either way, the proportions aren't 100% correct. But it is a little funny car, so I guess that's acceptable. Looks pretty cool. There's the green one. Now we've got the white one. More little bits. The white one's the same story. Some sort of radical paint job on it. And there you go. Super California Customs collection, ready to be added to the wall. Well, I hope you enjoyed this cracking party. Here they are all once again, one last little view. All these cool Hot Wheels that have been set free today. Ready to join the ranks on the walls of the Hot Wheel room, where they shall be enjoyed by thousands of other people that watch these videos. And of course myself, because now I don't have to look through boxes to find them. I hope you enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for many more, and happy hunting everyone.